Listen to these names. Ms. Originals, Alfred Sung, Club Monaco, Caban, Joe Fresh. What do they all have in common? Well, this man, Canadian icon Joe Mimran. And Joe, we're so pleased that you could join us today. I absolutely love your story. Could you please tell us what influence your mother had on your career?
Sure. My mom was a couturier, and she originally learned her trade in Casablanca, Morocco. And when she came to Canada, that was the trade she plied, and it was a very common occurrence to see her, you know, working away at her sewing machine or her pattern drafting table, or you know, she'd be working with a mannequin and draping fabric to make the latest new dresses, and she'd occasionally make clothes for my brother and I as well. So. You know, she was a wizard at that piece of it, so it was great.
So you had those cute little matching outfits, did you?
We had cute little matching outfits. Yes, we did.
All right.
Believe it or not. But it was a big influence. I mean, you know, there was always cloth around and notions and you know, pins in the carpet that we'd invariably step on. So. It was really part of what we grew up with.
So when you take a look at the story of Joe Mimran, it wasn't right to the fashion world. You started off with a definite plan. Tell us about that.
Yeah, you know, one of the things that was very important was to get a good professional grounding, and went to school at York University, got my sort of normal BA with a major in sociology and a minor in arts. And then decided that I should get a professional degree. So went out and got an accounting degree. It was a Bachelor of Commerce degree from University of Windsor, which we did on a fast-track basis. And then went to work for Coopers & Lybrand and got my Chartered Accounting designation.
So you were crunching numbers, were you?
I was crunching numbers. I was doing. I was auditing. Ticking and bopping, and knew the day that I was going to graduate that I really wanted to be an entrepreneur. I mean, that was really what fascinated me, and certainly the creative world had always fascinated me because, you know, from an early start, I had my own art gallery when I was going through school, which I had started when I was 18 years old, and there was always a fascination with art and with the creative side of the business.
So where did you go from crunching numbers into the fashion world?
Crunching numbers to then my brother had started a business with my mom, and they were in business all of 7 months when I decided to join them. And that we had a small little factory at the 3rd floor of Richmond Street in Spadina, and with no heat in the winter and no air conditioning in the summer. Anyway, it was very quick. We were there for a very short period of time, learned everything about the business, from fixing equipment to you know, to running the accounts, and my brother worked on the sales end and the marketing end, and I worked sort of back of the shop and that's how we started. And then we moved into new facilities on King Street a very short time after that, and realized that really the business, that having a brand is really where you need to be in the industry. And that was really how to make real money in the industry, was to find a way to create a brand and to control your own destiny with that brand.
Now, how'd you link up with Alfred Sung?
Well, we had made a list of designers that we had wanted to work with, and I hate to admit this, but we had another designer that worked with us for the first season because we had already bought the fabrics and everything, and she left after 6 months saying she got a better offer somewhere. So we had to go back to the list and went down the list and just phoned Alfred out of the blue and said, you know, Alfred, come work with us. And
now he was a little bit known at this point, but not to where you took him.
No, definitely not. But Alfred was a great talent, and I remember him saying, well, you know, I don't want to work on the Avenue. And I said, well, we're not on the Avenue. We're a little different. I think you should come down and meet us. And he did, and he worked for us. And then after a couple of years, we made him a partner, and we took his brand and you know, distributed it through the States, and then grew it from a licensing perspective. And in 1983. He hit the cover of Maclean's magazine, and he was hailed as the king of fashion in Canada. So that was quite a run in a very short period of time.
It was. So, Club Monaco, Caban, your work as a consultant with Loblaws. Joe, you've had your finger in it all. I love your new concept of Joe Fresh. Tell us about it.
Well, Joe Fresh has been just an amazing surprise and an exciting new direction. You know, there's been this whole thing going on with Prestige, this sort of mass prestige, and bringing great style at great prices to the masses. It's been done very well in the United States through Target, and it's been done extremely well in the UK through companies like Asda with their George line, and also you have people like Sainsbury who have just put out a new collection as well. So you know, high design, low prices. And
now, Joe, you mentioned Target, but it's really Target.
Yes, it's Target.
So you're taking a little bit of a page from there, and is this your genesis for Joe Fresh?
I would say more the UK market, because the one thing that we're operating in a food market, and a food, you know, the history that Loblaws has and superstores have is really very food based. And as such, we had to make sure that the concept would work within the food environment. So it was a great challenge. How do we bring this, you know, incredible style to the marketplace, and how do we do it in a way that fits very nicely within a shopping cart environment? And you know, it was really easy to think about it from the perspective of guiltless pleasures. So instead of going to the dessert counter, the frozen section with ice cream, you'd come over to Joe Fresh and you'd pick up a T-shirt that week, and you could sneak it through the food bill. So it worked out very, very well, right?
You're brilliant, Joe. You're brilliant.
Well,
and your price points are great.
I can't take all the credit. Loblaws has been Loblaws is an incredible company, and they really understand product development, and they understand proprietary brands, and what they've done with the President's Choice Brand, which has been an incredible success story. So I think you certainly need the power of a company like that to have credibility in the marketplace as quickly as we've had it.
So Joe, I know you're just getting this Joe Fresh up and running. I know you've got big plans for it, but is there anything else in the future that you got coming up?
Well, you know, my wife and I are also involved in the Pink Tartan line. She designs the Pink Tartan line, which is terrific, and we have another line, Tevro and Chase, which is mostly sold in the United States, and Paul Sinclair is the designer of that line. So, yeah, we're constantly looking at things and doing things, and I think you know, when fashion and industry has sort of in your veins and coursing in your veins, it's very hard. It's very hard to do something else. So it's been an exciting career.
And you've got big hopes for Joe Fresh, don't you?
Absolutely. It's going to be a huge business. I mean, we're looking to be a $1 billion brand, and that's already out there as a number. So we're very excited.
Joe Mimran, we've got our eye on you. Thank you so much.
Thanks so much, Teresa.